Hi friends, my name is Megan and welcome to my 18th Flosstube episode. I hope everybody has been well. Today is November the 1st. Here in at least most of America, the clocks turned back last night, so nobody will know what time it is for a little while. October was a beautiful month for the most part here in Maryland, but this morning we got up and Mother Nature flipped her switch and it is definitely feeling like November out there today. It's rainy and gray, the trees are beautiful, it's a little windy, chilly, but it's been very nice. Things have been pretty quiet around here. I guess no news is good news these days. Aaron's at work and Quentin went upstairs so that I could film this. He graciously got off of the PlayStation for a moment so that I could spend some time with all of you today. I hope everybody's okay. I worry so much about everyone in general. These times are crazy. I saw this cartoon online. It was this guy and he was standing there and he was holding this ball of anxiety, and in the next frame somebody's handing him COVID anxiety, and in the next frame somebody's handing him election anxiety, and in the last frame somebody's handing him global warming anxiety and existential dread. And I was like, oh, that doesn't sum it up. So I really do hope everybody's doing okay and taking care of themselves and each other. So I wasn't really planning on filming today, but with everything that's going on here in my country right now, depending on how things go next week, I wasn't sure when I would be in the mood to do this again. So I wanted to bring you everything that I worked on in October and hopefully give your brain a chance to relax and escape, at least for a little while here with me today. I've got some more primitive cats that I made to show you. I've got some yarn arts that I have been working on. I have all of my dark October stitching that I did. I've got finishes and a couple of FFOs and quite a few new whips. And I have a tiny stack of what came in the mail. This might be the least amount of things that I've ever showed that have come in the mail. So where do we start? We'll start with the cats because that's where I think I started last time. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna do that anyways. So if you remember from my last video, I had made a basket of cats. This little basket, or I guess a box. It's not a basket. It's a box. It's a box of creepy primitive cats. And I had a few more patterns and I made a few more. I also made this look like a pumpkin. The first one I made, the pattern came from Peach Bottom Primitives by Denise, and it is this little guy right here. Oh my god, I gave him a rusty bell. I love him. He's supposed to sit up, but I think I overstuffed him, but that's okay. Look at his dumb face. Who cares? And then I made another one by My Primitive Salt Box. And it's a scaredy cat. Look how scaredy that cat is. And it's got a fancy little scarf. Love her. And And the last one that I made was by Raven's Haven, and it's called Mousie's Glorious Ride. I do have one more pattern from her, but I'm kind of catted out for right now. Excuse me. Aaron wanted me to make the last one, but I didn't have it in me. It's a lot of cats, you know? And here is how she turned out. Look at her. And her little mouse and her broom. I love her. I think she's great. So I now have my army of cats. They're all living on my coffee table in there. I'm not sure if I will disperse them throughout the house, or maybe that's just where they'll stay. I'm not sure. I've got plans for some primitive Christmas sewing, possibly creepy snowmen and creepy angels. We will see when the time comes. But that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed making those. It was just something different and fun. So that is my cat army. I have done some work with some yarn. I crocheted the cats a witch hat, which they did not they did not care for, which is probably no surprise, but that was pretty cute. And then I've been dabbling in some knitting. I think it was last year. I knit a little washcloth, and that was the only knitting I had ever done. And then this year, when the weather started to change, I was like, oh, maybe I'll try to knit again. So I started another washcloth, and that is upstairs. I didn't bring it down. It's like this big. It's whatever. And then I was on TikTok, and there was this girl, and she was like, hey, I design knitting patterns. You want to learn how to make this free giant chunky cowl thing? And I was like, well, yes ma'am, I do. Yes ma'am, I do. So I went into the bag of stuff that I am donating from my craft room and found some circular needles, and I went on Amazon and I got myself some $3 yarn, and I've been working on I don't know what she calls it. The yarn I'm using is Lion Brown Hometown in the color Napa Valley Pinot. That's what the label looks like. Nothing fancy. And how do I show this? It's pretty big. And here's where I am. You can see I've done 2 balls of this yarn already. This is the 3rd. So it's pretty big. And it's not perfect, but and it's just knit and purl. And so I guess it's giving me good practice at that. I've got to get into, this is what I've got left of the 3rd ball. I've got to get into the 4th ball of yarn, and it'll be done. So that should be nice, giant and warm and cozy and squishy for this winter. So I am excited about that. And I am somehow like already out of room to put stuff. Hang on. All right. So that's all I have for other crafting I've been doing. Let's get into the stitching. So the first thing that I worked on for Dark October stitching was Quaker Gompo by Michelle Ink Needlework Design. And this is what it is meant to look like. I am stitching this on a piece of Autumn Field Delarna 38 count by Silk Weaver, and I stitched it in these 3 colors, Black Coral by Dinky Dyes, Planet Earth, Fibers Peak 1096, which was this purple, and Merlot by Weeks Dye Works. The lighting situation is probably pretty poor today. Like I said, it's all cloudy and rainy and gross outside, so I've got the overhead light on. I set up an extra light, and it is what it is. Excuse me. So I pulled this out and I finished it. And here it is. And I love it. Pull it in a little bit. I only had this little bottom section down here to do. So I finished that up, and I do have, this is a nice big piece of linen, so I've got Quaker Gone Haunted, maybe, that I want to put on the other half of this. And I really, really enjoyed the 38 count. I would like to get some more of that. So that was the first thing that I finished up, and then my first start that I made after that was done was Know Thyself by Blackwood and Briar. And I think I misspoke in my last video. I was like, oh, this is a crappy PDF. The PDF is good. The print job I have here And so it's just black and white. You can't tell how beautiful this is. I stitched this on Color and Cotton Salem using the called for colors. Very pretty. And this glisten gloss as well. I really like this Nina's Threads in Espresso. Hopefully you can kind of see how pretty that is. And so I finished that, and I FFO'd it as well into a wall hanging. This is my first wall hanging I have ever made. And hopefully you can see the sparkle in the eye. I love how soft these colors are against this fabric. I did have to go back in and do a little bit of back stitching because some of it wasn't showing up so great, but I don't mind. I added in, I had some amethyst beads that I strung up and added, and this is just some sticks from my yard and a little bit of hemp for a hanger, and just a little like a tea coffee dyed muslin on the back. It was one of the weekends I was making cats, so I was tea coffee dyeing muslin, and I just did an extra piece for this and my next FFO as well. So I'm really happy with this. I'm thrilled with how it turned out. I loved stitching it. I loved all the colors. This was great. That was a really wonderful project. That same weekend, I didn't stitch this that weekend, but at the same time I was finishing that, I finished up this that I also started and finished, and this is Mary Black's Shoe Pin Keep by Not Forgotten Farm. And I finished it into a shoe. I don't know why I feel like this is dark stitching. Maybe just because it's weird, and to me it's kind of creepy. I don't know. The same dyed muslin on the back. I stuffed it with rice. I saw my friend Crystal. Hi Crystal. She stitched and finished this one as well this month, so that was pretty cool. But super happy with that. It's nice and slouchy. Could probably be used as some form of a weapon. It's pretty heavy. So that's all done. All right, excuse me. The next thing that I started was the Morning Tree Sewing Bag, and this is by Stacy Nash Primitives. And I just picked some of my own colors for this. This green is a Weeks Dye Works, but I lost the tag for it. I don't know. I know it's a Weeks though. I love, love, love this color combination. I would like to find something else that I could stitch in these exact colors together. I love them so much. And I am stitching this on a piece of patina in 36 count by Seraphim Fabrics. And this is how far I got. So I got most of the top done. I wanted to keep going. This was like a little challenging for me this month because normally my style would be to something like this. I would just start it and I would work on it until it was finished, but I had so many things that I wanted to get to, and I didn't even get to all of them. I still have a couple of projects ready and kitted up for next year, or I guess anytime, but so super happy with that. Love how the colors are turning out. It's really enjoyable. Next up is another finish. This is Tilly Fig 1807 by Plum Street Samplers. I was stitching this with my friend Tabitha, who is Cats and Crafts on Instagram. We started it on May 17th of this year, and both of us actually finished it in the month of October, not too far apart. And so we've already set reminders in our phones so that next year on May 17th we will start Amos Fig together, so that's super exciting. This I stitched in colors of my own choosing, which are kind of a mess. And I stitched it on a piece of Honey Amber in 32 count, also by Seraphim Fabrics. And I love it. I think this turned out great. There's a little bit of, sorry if you can hear Whitney's up there banging doors. There's a little bit of over one on this pattern, but not too much. There she is, Miss Tilly. And then I've got, again, plenty of fabric to do Amos next year. This next one I started, I was just kind of picking away at it a little bit. This will be a super quick finish once I get back to it. This is Not Forgotten Farm, Death and Judgment. Death and Judgment, always in your eye. This is bigger than it looks. I can't read stitch count. I am always still surprised. I don't know. I'm stitching this with 1 DMC and 2 Victoria Mottos. It's just 3 colors. And do you remember in my last video I bought a big piece of Havana and I was like, oh, I was trying to get this other fabric but I couldn't remember what it was called? Well, if I had literally just opened up the fabric, the flippin' sticker was on it. So this is 32 count straw linen by Weeks Dye Works. And hopefully you can see that. That's as far as I got. But like I said, once I pick this up again, it'll finish probably in a night, I would say. And I do want to finish it just like she has here. I think that's really cool. So there's that. Next up, we have Not Forgotten Farm, the house that Jack built, which is super cute. The little pumpkin man and a little pumpkin lady in their little house. So sweet. There's 3 cats on here, so I'm gonna make one brown like Herbie, one black like Dingus, and one gray like both Bud and Mittens. So everybody's there. Again, I just chose my own colors for this. Not a whole lot of colors. There's a brown in there and a sulky white. I'm stitching this on 20 count raw Aida, and I wasn't sure if the white sulky was going to work because I would never use this on like a 40 count linen, but I think because it's Aida, it seems to be stitching up fine. I don't know. I only did enough work to put a little bit of each color on here, so I could kind of get a feel for if I liked what I had chosen or not, and I'm pretty pleased. But so there it is. Just a little tiny start. That's a cute little lady though. It's gotta be fun to get back to. Now with all of these new whips that I've added in, I always forget on the 13th to do dark 13 stitching, so I'm thinking maybe if I set a reminder in my phone that it's the 13th that I'll remember, and then I can try to pull some of these new whips out on the 13th of each month. But don't quote me to that, because I have to actually remember to set the reminder. This next one, I'm a little unsure about what to do with this one. So this project is Salem Sisters 3, also by Plum Street. Oops, there's buzz. Which will look like this. So I've already stitched Salem Sisters 1 and Salem Sisters 2, and I did them all on the same fabric. It's an 18 count Aida that I tea and coffee dyed, and I pulled the same floss to use for all 3 of them. And this one, of course, has some other things going on with it, so it'll need a couple of additional colors. But the problem that I'm having currently is that I ran out of the color that I stitched the words in. Here, I'll show you. So I stitched all of the words on the other two and most of them on this one in Victorian Motto Sampler Shop Sweet Violets. And I put out a call on Instagram, and several people checked. One very sweet friend has a skein. She's sending that to me. I'm not sure if it's going to be dark enough. It looked a little lighter in her picture, but I'm gonna wait until I see it in person. If it doesn't work, I'll just, you know, of course, send it back to her. But if it doesn't work, then I'm not sure what I will do about this. This is where I got to. I would like to have kept going, but I got upset at myself. So all the words are in except for sisters, sisters, mine, souls, and the word acquitted. So I guess if I have to, I will just stitch those words in a different color. I don't know what else I will do. It's only one strand, so hopefully if I can find something that's similar, it won't be super, super noticeable, but there's that. And one more to show you. This was my Halloween start last night. I did not start Autumn at Lazy Bear Mountain. I think that may be my New Year's start. We will see. What I did end up deciding to start was Raven Bewitched by Blackbird Designs. Because I feel like stitching all of these stars will be easy on the brain and comforting, and like I said, you know, this is a stressful time, and I think that doing the same thing kind of over and over again will be good. So I am stitching this in the called for colors, which are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm stitching it on a piece of 36 count Bramble. Yes, yes, by Picture This Plus, and here's where I got to last night. So my plan is to, so this was the center, this one right here is the center, and so I worked over to the side, and I'm gonna work up to the letters at the top, and then kind of go like, you know, in rows down. I think I'm going to work on this until my birthday, which is November the 9th, and then I will have a birthday start. I plan on finishing the Agnes Eland Hicks sampler that day, and then hopefully starting a new sampler. I've got it right here actually. I wasn't gonna talk about this yet, but I'll show you. My plan is to start Miss Lucy Calcutt 1825 by Just Stitching Along. This is what she looks like. She's got, the threads are either DMC or a Vera Soie. Silks, I went the DMC route. I've got all of the floss right here. I might have to put these all in a little box or something, I'm not sure. I've got the companion piece, Lucy Calcutt 1826 as well. But I haven't decided on what fabric I'm going to do this on. I think after I'm done filming this, and maybe while it's uploading or something, I will go through my fabric and see if I have anything I like, or maybe I will dye something myself. We'll see. All right, that's everything I worked on, everything I made, everything I'm still working on. I guess that was planned. I've got a couple of things pulled aside upstairs that I'm thinking about for the month of November. I've got a couple fall pieces that I might like to start. I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air about everything right now. So the last thing I have to show you is what came in the mail. And it is not very much. The first thing is my Color and Cotton. There's a hair on there. Fabric of the month. This is September, and this is a 32 count Belfast and Prairie Dust. Not sure. That's pretty. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. Now the next thing I have to show you might be kind of hard to show you. Give me 1 second. second. So I found on Etsy this site, or this seller, excuse me, called Stitchcraft, and she makes little like miniature woodcut. I'm sorry, I'm fiddling with something and I can't fiddle and talk, I guess. Little laser cut, excuse me. She calls them hoops. They're not really hoops. So what am I doing here? This is all falling apart, excuse me. So they look like this. And they're these little coffins. And they kind of come apart like this. So you put this behind your fabric and you push it through here, and then you would attach this part as the back. That's what I was trying to fiddle with to show you, but I was having a hard time. So I got this one. I got this little black one. And let me see if I can demonstrate this for you properly. And then you see, this is how they, I mean, you guys know how a hoop works, but these aren't like traditional. So you would just pop the back in like that. Probably just glue that part on. And those are super, super cute. I can't wait to find something cute and little, teeny tiny to stitch and put in those. Again, that came from Stitchcraft on Etsy. I hope that focuses so you can see. She wrote, like, I'm not kidding, like a super, super sweet note. I will definitely be checking out some more of her stuff. The next thing I got was a project bag that I purchased from my friend Diana. It is Kismet Stitches. She posted this fabric and said, I think I can make some bags out of this. And I said, yes, please. So, super, super pretty. I absolutely love it. Raven Bewitched is already living in here. I had to take it out to show you guys. A lovely note. A lovely little chart came with that. Thank you, Diana. I love all of it. Let's see. The next order I placed, or not the next order, but an order I placed was with Kitten Stitcher. She sent along this cute little sticker. And it was because I saw somebody on Instagram, I think. Maybe they just finished it or gotten it framed, I can't remember. This is called Dust of Snow by Plum Street Samplers. And it says, the way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. And I like that a lot. I also got from her the Peace Band Sampler by Heartstring Sampler, which is beautiful. I stitched, must have been the mistletoe. And I really, really enjoyed that, and I really love this one too. So I got that from her. I got some rusty keys for finishing. And I already got into these. I gotta transfer them to something else. Bag buttons. And some Dames of the Needle pom-pom. Mini pom-pom for some finishing. I also placed an order with Trisha of 3 Owl Threads. I was catching up on her videos, and she had been stitching this for a friend kit by Lottie Da. And I really liked it, and I have a friend that I would like to stitch it for. So that comes with all the good bits there. I also got from her AH to EE by Kathy Barrick. This I knew I was going to purchase from the moment I saw it. I just hadn't yet. Clearly this will become a blue sampler for my sampler wall. I also got this. Is anybody familiar with the movie Dead and Breakfast? That is one of our favorite movies. It's pretty interesting. But Rivaris has this Witches Dead and Breakfast pattern. So I am going to alter it and take out the witches part And I'm not sure about the ghost either, but I'm gonna make that as a little sign. And that came with a spider charm. I also got from her, for my child, a Quaker's poem by White Lion Needle Art Designs. You know, sometimes I'm sappy. Actually, when it comes to Quentin, I am always happy. This reads, "No one else will ever know the strength of my love for you. After all, you're the only one who knows what my heart sounds like from the inside." So, that's sweet. I placed an order with a company I don't think I'd ever ordered from before. She's on Etsy, Pumpkin Creek Primitives. It's still on the plastic, but hopefully you can see that there. She sent along a little goodie package here with some tea and a needle threader and some buttons. This was packaged really cute. Also, her service was great. She let me know when my order shipped. She was like, she sent me a message like, "Hey, I saw your order arrived, yay!" Like, really nice. From her, I got Nevermore by Lila's Studio. I've got, so the Quaker Gone Poe will go up on the Edgar Allan Poe wall, but I've got some other spaces that I need to fill in up there. I ordered this, and I got a couple of PDFs on Etsy of some different like quotes and stuff. I didn't print those out yet, but it's just like there's this open space. Something needs to go there. Anyways, so also I got from her Early Witches by The Permanent Hair, and The Great Pumpkin Conspiracy by the Cricket Collection. I don't remember where this next purchase came from. I just googled the pattern name, and I think it was like a quilt shop or something where I found it, but I had watched Michelle Cozy Egg work on this, and I was like, man, that looks pretty, especially on that fabric. And then somebody else recently I saw, I don't know who, was either working on it or just bought it, and I decided I was gonna hunt it down, and that is Halloween by Plum Street. I really loved it on the dark fabric that Michelle used. And from that person, I also got some beading needles, and I think everything else is from eBay. It's only four more things. This is How Does Your Garden Grow by Barrick Samplers. And this came kitted up. The black linen and the DMC. I got Corn and Grain by The Primitive Needle. Looks like this. It says corn and grain, all that falls shall rise again. This is the direct fault of Emily C. of Collective Possessions. I can say it is directly her fault because she's the one that sent me the link for it. But she knew what was up. This is the Elmira Chenery sampler. Let's see, what year is this? Early 19th century. 1818. This is a reproduction by the Scarlet Letter. And Emily said, "Oh, that would be nice for your blue sampler wall." And yes ma'am, it will. This is really, really pretty. The verse reads, "Elmira Chenery is my name. J is my dwelling place. New England is my nation, and Christ is my salvation. When your rosy cheeks are pale, your glittering eyes are blind, and you must leave this mournful veil behind." So this is from 1984. This is a pretty old chart, but I love it. I love all the colors. I love the verse, every bit. And this is the last thing that I have. This is Spring Angel by Lone Elm Lane. This is what she looks like, and this isn't quite my style. My plan is actually, I would like to turn this angel into a tombstone angel and make some adjustments to this house to make it look more like mine. And then that, I don't know if that's supposed to be a cat or a dog, but that's a black cat when I stitch it. That could be Dingus, and then there are 3 crosses back here, but I would like to add some gravestones. That could be like our White House and our little cemetery next door. So, excuse me. I think that is it. That didn't take too long. It's always so awkward ending these, I don't know. Like I said, I hope you all are well and everybody's staying strong and for the love of God wearing their masks. It was crazy. I was looking at Facebook this morning and there were so many pictures of so many people out for Halloween, and it was like, I don't care about this pandemic. Nothing's gonna stop my Halloween, and I'm just like, okay. But yeah, sorry, that's a kind of a crappy note to end on, but anyways, I hope that you are good, you're safe, you have your mask on, that you find a reason to smile today, that you're taking good care of yourself, and I love you all, and I will see you next time.